Hello everyone and welcome back to the video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the most underrated character in Smash Ultimate. This character is by no means bad. I just think he is insanely good and does not get nearly enough credit, and that character is going to be Pikachu. So just for a reference of how good I actually think Pikachu is, I have this character as the 4th best character in the game. Sonic and Steve are definitely better than Pikachu. Those are my top 2 kind of undisputed characters. And then after that, the number 3 spot, it's a little bit more muddied. I could see Joker being there, I could see Pika being there, and I could see Aegis being there. And then there's a little bit of a gap. Not a huge one, but a small gap for the next 5 characters in the top 10. So I have Pikachu in my top 5, and specifically, I have him top 4 right now. One of the great things about Pikachu is the fact that he has an amazing matchup chart, largely because he's ridiculously broken, but also because he has a universal game plan. T-Jill is a central part of Pikachu's kit, and it allows him to pressure and control the neutral insanely well against the majority of the cast. Now, this isn't in all matchups like Ness and Game Watch, for example, but also those are his only 2 losing matchups, at least in my very, very humble opinion. If you look at Shiny Mark's matchup chart, he has Pikachu losing 0 matchups, which I for sure think is optimistic, but the fact that Pikachu is good enough that it can be argued he has no losing matchups is pretty telling to me. Pikachu is also a character that does not have a disadvantage state, and I'm not over-exaggerating here, he literally doesn't have one. The combination of Skull Bash and Quick Attack allows Pika to skip one of the major states of the game, as well as Ledge. Shiny Mark did an incredible job showcasing this at Delfino Mazza. Every single time Shiny Mark would get hit off stage, he would Skull Bash directly onto the stage and then pick a ledge to go to. That's right. Even when Pikachu is directly under the stage, he can recover to both ledges, and that is without his jump. You can also use Skull Bash off stage to disengage from juggle situations, so you can just Skull Bash under the stage again and recover to either ledge without a jump. I should also mention that if you're on box controller like Esam is, you can do an uppie where you go straight up twice, which he definitely needs. Now, let's say hypothetically your opponent somehow manages to guess the correct ledge and is actually going to ledge trap you. Well, don't worry, because you can just Quick Attack off the ledge. So now not only do you have access to the stuff that everyone else has access to, like jumping, rolling, get up attack, you know, the basics, but now you have a tool that allows you to get to center stage or a platform or the top platform on Battlefield, literally anywhere you want. He also has a wall jump, and with a B-reverse T-Jill, it just adds a little bit more drama. Also, for any of the comments that may be thinking, well, what about stages like Calyx and PS2 where you can't go under them? Well, don't you worry, because he can just T-Jill the wall, and then the T-Jill rides up the wall and allows him to pressure you from off stage and either force you in shield or in a position where ledge trapping isn't possible. So yeah, that's cool. Now that we've talked about the defensive capabilities of Quick Attack, we also have to talk about the offensive capabilities, because this one move literally does it all. Not only does this move cover 2/3 of FD, allowing Pikachu to have the biggest burst range of the entire cast, but you can also pretty much get free pressure from it, since you can react to the first hit of up B not hitting and disengage with the second. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that Pikachu up B is a combo tool, because come on, that would be ridiculous. But towards the higher percents, let's say 70%, the second hit of Quick Attack puts your opponent into tumble, which is crazy. Towards the even higher percents, let's say around 120, the second hit of up B does send you high enough in the air where it's not unfathomable that Pikachu gets an advantage state because of it, but realistically that's a scenario that doesn't happen all the time. So yeah, your burst tool that covers the entire stage is pretty much impossible to punish unless you hard call it out, is unfortunately not a kill confirm, but it is a nice tool to add some extra pressure and get some decent chip damage. Plus, it's a defensive tool, so who even cares about the offensive stuff? I also mentioned how T-Jill allows Pikachu to have a universal game plan, but didn't explain how, so now I will. When Pikachu is T-Jolting, 99% of the time they're going to be doing it from within the air, since shooting the T-Jolt hinders your air movement by a total factor of none. With this knowledge, you have 2 styles of Pikachu, being the ESAM versus the Shiny Mark approach. Now, the Shiny Mark approach is probably the better of the two, since his approach is just to not approach at all, and camping is always the correct choice, but let's say you don't want to camp, you can go with the just as viable ESAM approach option, which is to, you know, approach. Since T-Jolt gets sent at a roughly 45-degree angle downwards, it allows Pikachu to rain Hellfire from above while pressuring the opponent. And since these T-Jolts bounce off the ground after being fired, it means that you can pressure from both the ground and the skies at the same time. One of the best parts about T-Jill is that since so many of them are being sent out in a match, it is very hard to just maneuver around all of them consistently, and the easier option is to just shield them. But since Pika can run with his T-Jill, if you decide to shield it, he can just grab you. And spoilers, Pikachu's grab is really, really good. This leads to so many matchups being determined by how well characters can avoid T-Jill, and if they can avoid it easily, the matchup is probably losing. So, pretty clearly, T-Jill is an amazing move that allows Pikachu to have insane pressure from both the air and the sky, and I'd even talk about the fact how the move can be used to gimp people by stealing their jump off stage, or the fact that it's just a really annoying projectile. If I had to give a synopsis on T-Jill in a whole, it would be pretty good. Now, we are roughly 4 minutes and 49 seconds into the video, and I haven't asked y'all to sub yet, so please do that if you're enjoying, but we haven't even talked about one of the best parts of Pikachu, his edge guarding. Let's just start off by talking about how long some of these hitboxes are out for. His back air, for example, which is frame 4, is active for 25 frames. It also has a landing hitbox, and also he pancakes after doing it, but we're not talking about that part right now. Since back air is active for 25 frames, which is just shy of half a second, it allows him to control a set space for a pretty long time. Now, it's not the world's strongest move, but a majority of the cast isn't going to live in offstage back air after 100%, especially if you clip their jump. Since back air is a multi-hit, you can also 50-50 people at most percents. You can do this by back airing towards the stage where you can threaten a fast fall, and if you fast fall and they try to tech, they'll air dodge and die, and if you don't fast fall and they don't tech, they will die. Pretty cool, right? He can also do this with both nair and forward air for different timings, though I would say overall back air is his best edge guarding tool. And did I forget to mention that he also has a spike that blast zones most characters at 60%? Oh, and also he can recover from literally anywhere, so there's no risk going off stage. And just to add some icing on the cake, his back throw is one of the best positioning back throws in the game since he rolls backwards while doing it, sending the opponent even further off stage. Now, it's not like it's an insane amount that he rolls, but come on. Did he really need more things going for him in his offstage gameplay? You can also just edge guard with forward air instead of back air if you want a stronger kill option. It does start 7 frames slower and is way easier to fall out of, but also it's stronger, so it's really up to the Pika player to gauge how they want to edge guard. And the final key point I want to talk about in this video is going to be Pikachu's combo game. I am now going to list the moves that Pikachu can kill you with at 0. Back air, forward air, up air, nair, up tilt, down tilt, and grab. Now for forward air and down tilt, it is a very, very specific scenario, but also you're dying at 0, so whatever. Pikachu has one of, if not the best sets of aerials in the game because they all have good uses. Nair is going to be used mainly for drag down combos, which can confirm into grab, giving you 0 deaths at lower percents and kills at the higher percents by dragging down into up smash or down smash. You also have the world-renowned nair loops, which I'm pretty sure you've all seen plenty of times, so we won't spend too much time on that. A tool that is underrated though in Pikachu's kit is his up air. That move is so good. Not only does the move ladder into itself, but you can also do up air bridges, which is one of the most broken combo routes in the entire game, allowing you to kill any character at any time, pretty much any position on the stage, basically allowing you to become Sheik, but unlike Sheik, you actually get to kill them right away. This move is also an amazing get off me tool, since it's frame 4 and takes 26 frames in total to complete, allowing you to do multiple in one jump, and I once again have to shout out Shadow Mark's run at Delfino Massa and how well he was able to use this move defensively. Specifically, wall jump up air, he was so good with that, but back to the combo game, Pika's down throw is an excellent combo tool pretty much at all percents, definitely getting more value at the lower percents where you can drag down nair or start upper bridges, but towards the higher percents, it still does have value. For example, if you DI in fully, Pikachu can thunder you, and that's a great kill confirm, but it also just puts you in a situation where Pikachu can juggle you. And if your combos that are doing 60% at the minimum aren't killing, then don't worry. You have some tools for that. Dash attack kill Snake on FD to 150% in the trading room. Don't ask why that's the metric, it just was convenient at the time, so while it's not the strongest killing dash attack, it's nothing to scoff at, as this move also has an insane amount of shield stun, allowing Pika to mash his frame 2 jab that unstales all of his moves if the opponent doesn't have a quick at a shield option. Pika up throw also kills Snake on FD to 176% in the trading room. Again, don't ask why that's the metric, so it's going to be a decent kill throw if you can rack on the damage, which Pikachu is amazing at with the combination of T-Jolt plus up B chip damage. Also, as a final side note, Pikachu forward smash can cover every single ledge option of space properly, so that's another thing to consider. Also, I forgot to mention this, but Pikachu probably has the best jab block in Smash Ultimate, considering that down tilt sends at an amazing angle. His jab is really easy to jab block with, and then he can either choose to combo off the jab block or kill you off the jab block with F smash. Before we wrap it up, there are a couple negative attributes of Pikachu that I do have to mention. The first one being SDI. Pika may be the character that is affected by SDI the most in this game. Since he has so many multi-hits, your opponent has a ton of opportunities to escape your combos, and depending on how good the opponent's SDI is, you may not be able to get a ton of percent. Most of Pika's combos take a ton of reps, which not only adds more opportunities for escape, but also widens the margin for human error, just adding overall difficulty to the character, especially when compared to a character like Kaza, who can do the same 0 death with way less reps. I can see how people may be a little bit pessimistic. Pikachu can also struggle to kill even with all those things that I mentioned, but with his edge guarding being as good as it is, usually for every stock that lasts a little bit too long, you get to steal one way too early. Pika's base movement also isn't incredible, but once again, I feel this is mitigated by T-Jolt and Quick Attack, where it's not really a big problem. And the final hindrance I could say towards Pikachu would be the fact that he loses pretty much every single trade scenario, since most of his moves are weak or multi-hits, and there's no way I can turn that in his favor. That's just one of his few flaws. Also, something that I forgot to add is he is a pretty light character, so sometimes you're just going to explode at really low percents. And I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. In summary, Pikachu is a character with an insane burst range, broken combo game, amazing disadvantage, and has the best chip damage in Ultimate. He's an amazing character with few flaws and is often held back by human error rather than character design. Let me know how good y'all think Pikachu is, and if there's anything I left out or got wrong, or just you want to say hi, leave a comment down below. Support has been absolutely unreal. Be sure to sub, all that yada yada, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!